CCI, Crash Course Instrumentation, presents Episode 14, Threads That Seal, NPT versus BSPT, and Why Sealant Matters. Hook and promise. Two fittings can look identical and still never seal if the thread standards do not match. By the end of this episode, you will be able to spot tapered thread standards at a glance, apply sealant the right way, diagnose leaks with simple clues, and avoid expensive cross-standard mix-ups. Acronym, Quick Guide and Quick IDs. NPT National Pipe Taper, US. Tapered thread with a 60-degree profile and flat, truncated crests and roots, usually stamped NPT on the part or shown on the drawing. BSPT goes British Standard Pipe Taper, also called ISO 71 Whitworth. Tapered thread with a 55-degree profile and rounded crests and roots, often marked BSPT or R external WAS internal. BSPP British Standard Pipe Parallel, ISO 228. Parallel straight thread that seals with a gasket or O-ringed boss, not on the threads themselves. NPTF National Pipe Taper Fuel, dryseal, a tighter tolerance NPT variant designed to reduce spiral leak paths. Many shops still add a compatible sealant. Quick ways to tell fast. Angle shape, NPT 60 degrees with flat crests, BSPT 55 degrees with rounded crests. Markings. Look for NPT or for BSPT, R or RC. Pitch check. Pitch differs on many sizes. Your thread gauge will reveal it in seconds. Field test. Hand only. If it starts, then binds or feels rough after a turn or two, stop, likely a mismatch. Our roadmap. Tapered thread geometry in plain language. NPT versus BSPT. What is different and why it matters. Sealant do's and don'ts for clean, reliable joints. Leak clues, damage tells, and when to reject a fitting. Safety notes and a quick talk reality check. And tapered thread geometry, no math, just sense. Tapered threads wedge tighter as you turn. That wedge creates strong mechanical grip, but there is still a tiny spiral gap along the thread path. Sealant fills that spiral gap and provides lubrication so the metals do not gall. Without sealant, many joints will seep, even when they feel tight. A healthy joint usually shows 2 or 3 exposed threads after tightening. Bottomed-out fittings that spin freely are a warning sign of mismatch or damage. NPT versus BSPT. Spot the differences. NPT uses a 60-degree thread profile. BSPT uses a 55-degree profile. The tapers are similar, so parts can start and then chew each other up. The thread pitch also differs on many sizes. That means the peaks and valleys do not line up, which creates leak paths and weak spots. Simple rule, never mix standards. Read the stamp, check the drawing, and stock adapters that properly bridge systems when you must. And sealant that works and what to avoid. Pick a sealant compatible with your fluid and temperature. Some pastes attack plastics or elastomers. Some tapes cold flow at higher temperatures. Apply sealant to the male threads only. Start one thread back from the end to keep fragments out of instruments and valves. Wrap tape in the tightening direction so it does not unravel as you turn. 1 to 3 neat wraps is usually enough for tape. Do not pile it on. Do not stack tape and paste unless the procedure specifically says to. More goop is not more sealing, and diagnosing leaks and damage. Bubbles right at the first few threads usually mean under-torque or no sealant. Uniform dampness all around the circumference points to a wrong standard or a hairline crack in the female fitting. Galling, torn thread peaks, or glitter in the sealant are signs of dry assembly or mixed materials. Replace damaged parts rather than forcing a seal. If you remake a joint, clean the threads completely and reapply fresh sealant. Do not just add more on top of old paste or shredded tape. Torque, reality check, and safety notes. Torque values for tapered threads vary by size and material. The safest habit is to use the maker's chart and stop once you reach proper engagement and orientation without bottoming out. Support the mating part so your wrench does not twist, attach tubing or instruments. Use 2 wrenches when needed, one to hold, one to turn. Pressure test gradually and check for weeps with a mirror or a card, not your fingers. History moment. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, standard thread forms were unified, so parts from different makers could actually fit. That agreement is why we can stock fewer spares today, but it also means we must respect which standard we are using to keep joints leak-tight. Quick recap: tapered threads provide grip, sealant fills the spiral leak path and reduces galling. NPT and BSPT are not interchangeable. Check markings and drawings before assembly. Use compatible sealant, start one thread back, and remake joints cleanly rather than layering goop. Inspect for damage, torque with care, and pressure test safely. Teaser and credits. Next up is episode 15. Straight threads and O-rings. How O-ring bosses seal, common adapter traps, and the quick checks that stop leaks before startup. Special thanks to Tony Kupihalt and the open source community. Crash Course Instrumentation stands on your shoulders. If this helped, please like and subscribe and share it with a classmate or a coworker.